Hey guys, Prangell Gaming here and welcome back to the Millwall Career Mode. It's now Season 2, Episode 4, and in today's episode, the Championship season is actually going to be starting. So, we've got 3 games in this episode. The first game is against Bournemouth at home, obviously in the Championship. Then we've got a home tie in the Capital One Cup against Bristol Rovers. And the final game of this episode is going to be away from home against Birmingham, also in the Championship. So it's a game of playing a lot of teams that begin with B. Hopefully it won't be a bad episode. But before we actually get into any of the games and I show you any of the teams that I'm actually going to be using, I actually need to show you someone's actually come in with an offer for Steve Morison. So let me quickly get into that, and we're probably going to accept it, but I want to show you guys this is quite interesting. Right, so as I said, someone has put in an offer for Steve Morison. He's 32 years old, 66 rated. He's only declining at the moment. I don't see him as a value to this team. He's got bad form, 350k. Well, I'm probably going to try and push for 400. Just because it's just that little bit of extra money that may be useful to signing a replacement that I will actually be looking at. Also, someone in the comments section of the last video said they wanted to see me sign Jed Wallace. So here's an idea in terms of getting Jed Wallace, because he isn't going to be the best player in this squad by a long shot, but I might try and sign him on loan and maybe get him on a permanent deal. If that's okay with you guys, that's probably the option I'm going to go in terms of getting Jed Wallace in this club. So without further ado, let's try and put this counter offer in and see if Wigan will accept it. Right, so this is the guy that I'm looking at to replace Steve Morison. He looks pretty good. He's not too bad. I might put in a 450k offer. They said if you put it close to his value for his transfer list, then you might be able to sign him. So I'm going to put this in, and obviously I will only accept it if Steve Morison does make his way out of the club. But this guy could be a good replacement for Morison, and hopefully it'll be useful in this Championship season. Right, so in terms of the Jed Wallace deal, as someone said in the comments section, they wanted me to sign Jed Wallace. So I've put in a 1-year loan, and I inquired about his cost, and I'm going to put in an 800k offer because it's just above his value at the current time. Hopefully Wolves will accept this. If not, then I might have to go back with a better offer, but who knows what could happen. Maybe they might accept it, but all I know is I want to bring Jed Wallace to this club because one of you guys suggested it. Right, and as you can see here, Steve Morison's transfer offer has been accepted. He will be leaving Millwall because Wigan are going to go ahead and sign him. Now, as you can see above, Barenta has actually, his offer has been accepted. Now we have to give him a wage. So it's going to be 3 years and 6k a week. I think that's a reasonable deal. Hopefully he'll be a useful member of this squad. The only issue that I might have is the fact that maybe the contract money that we've got is starting to run out, so we might need to hold back on signing any more players. Maybe Wallace will be the final signing we'll make in this window. Right, so Morison's left the club. We've then got Barenta. He says that he needs to understand his role. Okay, that's fine. I'll let him know that, and then we'll go ahead and sign him. And also above that, it says about the Wallace decision. They said that they're allowing him to join us on loan and then maybe be able to purchase him for that money at the end of that spell. So what I'm going to go and do is actually go and accept this. We've got Wallace, Morison's gone, and Barenta might be joining the club. I see this episode as a huge success already, and we haven't even kicked a ball on the pitch yet. Right, and this is the team that's going to be facing Bournemouth. It's pretty much one of our strongest teams that we can put out at the moment. Let me just say, before we get into the game, it feels so weird to be playing Bournemouth. I really do like them. They're a fantastic side, and I do really admire their style of play in the Premiership, and I'm very glad they stayed up in real life. So what team are we playing out here? Well, we're going to put David Ford in goal. He obviously is a very experienced goalkeeper. We need that sort of experience in a very good league. The left back is going to be Mitch Hancock. The two centre backs are going to be Ethan Ebanks-Landell and the captain Mark Beavers. The right back is going to be Cummings. The right midfielder is going to be Gorgon. Despite his pre-season poor performances, he does have to play in this team. He's the best right midfielder. We are playing an ex-Premier League team. Now the two centre midfielders are Gardner and Askuns. This is going to be the start of their blossoming relationship, obviously, because Williams and Upson both left. They would be the players that would fill in these spots when these two weren't available. The left midfielder is Ferguson. Hopefully he can do some damage in this game. And the two strikers are Gregory and John Marquis. And I did just sign Jed Wallace, so he will actually be on the bench and probably will come on this game and hopefully make a big impact. It's about time we see Jed Wallace in a Millwall shirt. So let's go play Bournemouth and hopefully we can beat them. Marquis, he plays it to Gary Gardner. What can Gary Gardner do with the ball? Gardner with the strike. What a save by Federici there. We are actually doing pretty well in the early stages of this game. Look at that. Mesut Ozil joins Barcelona from Arsenal. What a transfer. One of the best in football, I would say. Gorgon, he's going to play a short pass to Ferguson. Ferguson to John Marquis. Marquis is going to hit one from outside the box. John Marquis with the shot, and what a save by Federici there. He is really keeping them in this game. Right, so we're making a substitution here. Jed Wallace is making his debut for Millwall, coming on for Gary Gardner, who was injured in the first half. So this is going to be really good. You wanted to see Jed Wallace in a Millwall shirt, and here he is. Richie again. Richie's still moving with the ball. He's played it to Francis. They're still going with this. And that's a great save by David Ford to deny Bournemouth there. Right, I'm going to be making one sub here. Fred's coming on for John Marquis. I want to see how Fred is as being a striker, because we do need pace and we do need a goal to win this game. Carlos Haskins, what can he do with his ball? He's actually going to play it out wide for Gorgon. This could be Gorgon's time to shine. He didn't in pre-season, so he needs to do something good here. It's Gorgon. He's still going with the ball. Gorgon with the shot, and there you go. He scores on his championship debut. Gorgon puts the ball in the back of the net. I couldn't be more happier now. This is a brilliant time to score. We have been dominating Bournemouth, to my surprise actually, and Gorgon is the player that shines in this game. So a striker is yet to score, but it's glad to actually see this guy put the ball in the back of the net. I'm so happy to see this. And now we are actually beating Bournemouth, which I never thought was going to be a scenario before I kicked the ball in this game. What has just happened here? I am shell-shocked. We have beaten Bournemouth, a team that used to play in the Premier League. I cannot believe that. We didn't just beat them, we dominated them. I'm very, very proud of my team. And Gorgon, he's finally hitting the ranks in a Millwall shirt. Wallace impressed me actually pretty well. He might start the game against Bristol Rovers. I am very happy with this team. I never expected us to beat Bournemouth, and it's wins like this that can mean a lot in this season. So hopefully we can beat Bristol Rovers. I'm sure we will with a weakened side. So let's go play them now. Hopefully we can get a good result. Right, and before we go into the game against Bristol Rovers, Gary Gardner has got a sprained ankle and he will be out for 3 weeks. That's unfortunate, but we do have Jed Wallace, who's just come to the club. Powell, Thompson, we have players to actually go in his position, so we should be able to cover him. It is a shame for him to actually be injured, but we can deal with it, as I just said. And now Berrienta has accepted the contract. We can go ahead and accept it here. He will be in the team. He will be facing Bristol Rovers. What a game to play on your Millwall debut. No, it should be good. He should be a very good striker. He's a like-for-like swap for Morrison, really. But he is a bit younger, so what's not to like about that? So let's go ahead and accept it and put him in the team against Bristol Rovers. Right, and this is going to be the team to play Bristol Rovers in the Capital One Cup at home. In goal, we're going to go with Jordan Archer. As I said, this team does need to be as inexperienced as possible, because then they can gain some experience in this game. The left back is going to be the former captain, Tony Craig. He does need game time, and he will probably get it most of the time in the left back position. The centre backs are Parr and the new captain, Beavers. Parr is the player I'm training up this season, so I do want to get him game time to see how he's progressing with his training. The right back is Romeo. The right midfielder is Paris Cohen-Hall. The centre midfielders are Jed Wallace, who did make an appearance off the bench in the last game for the injured Gary Gardner, and obviously Jack Powell. These could be a very good partnership between these two. And obviously the left midfielder is Aidan O'Brien. I think he could be a very decent player in the left midfield position. I think he could shine in this game. The strikers are then Berrienta and Pavey. Pavey was going to play regardless, and Berrienta can now play because this is his first game since signing, so I want to see how good he is. Probably not a good idea to play him against a team like Bristol Rovers, but at least we can get a feel of what he's like, if he's going to be better than what Morrison actually was in the first place, etc, etc. So anyway, let's go play Bristol Rovers. Hopefully we can get a win. Wallace. Out wide to Pavey. Pavey's going to try and cut inside. Alfie Pavey still going. Pavey with the shot, and there you go. Alfie Pavey puts the ball in the back of the net. As easy as I like. He's continuing. He's goal scoring from last season. This is a game where he would thrive. He scores against the weaker opposition, and now that he's a championship player, he can only get better. Foul to Aidan O'Brien. O'Brien loses the ball here. O'Brien's got to be better in this game. He's just been losing the ball all the time. This is great movement here. And what a save by Jordan Archer. That could honestly make sure we win this game. Wallace, he's going to cross the ball in here. Can we get a header onto it? Yes, we can. Great save. Oh, and it's managed to go in the back of the net there. I don't quite know who's put it in. It's actually Alfie Pavey. Talk about making a mess of things. Pavey did manage to put that ball in the back of the net. I don't really know what happened. He just chested it in. So that's one for the books where you can actually score a goal. It's not actually with your feet or your head. So it's not the best of goals, but a goal's a goal, and we are winning 2-0 now. Right, and we're making two subs here. Joe Martin is coming on in the left midfield spot for Aidan O'Brien, and Keaton Wood is coming on for Chris Parr. I do want to see how the younger centre-backs are progressing in this season, and this is obviously the best time to do that. That's a great interception here by Jed Wallace. Where can he go with this ball? He might be able to run home straight. Wallace for Joe Martin. Tries to play it up the pitch for Berrienta, and he doesn't even have the hunger to try and get the ball. Oh, and that's a terrible pass by Mildenhall. And there you go. Talk about a first goal. Berrienta gets gifted a goal. I was just talking about how poor he was with that move. And then Mildenhall plays it straight to Berrienta, who scores and puts that ball into the back of the net. I can't think of an easier goal to score on a debut than that. Powell. Trying to play it on for Jed Wallace. Actually, Wallace has to try and win the ball. And no, someone is injured. Who is it? Mark Beavers is injured, our captain. No, that's not good. Do we have a centre-back? No, we don't. But we do have Carlos Ascunes who can play centre-back. I'm going to have to put him there. And hopefully that will deal with it. But that is devastating. Let's hope it's not too long. I don't really know what happened there. Will it show us what happened here? Oh, he landed awkwardly. That shouldn't even be an injury. That's so frustrating. But as I said, Carlos Ascunes can play centre-back, and he is coming on for the captain, Mark Beavers here. He's going to play it to Montano. Montano with the chance. What a save by Archer. And Montano puts it in the back of the net. Bristol Rovers have actually scored in this game. It's so frustrating. Archer did make a fantastic first save, but it did drop back to him, and obviously there was no defence there to deal with that, and they have scored. It'll be a good goal in their books because we have been dominating. I've got to say it was pretty straightforward, and they just didn't need a second time to think that's going in the back of the net. And it was actually Ascunes, I think, that made the mistake that led to that, so that's not good already. Ascunes has made a mistake when he's only just come into the centre-back position. I've got to say, it's been one of the most bizarre games ever. I mean, Berrienta scored after the ball was passed to him. Pavey scored a chest goal. Beavers was injured, so Ascunes came on, and Ascunes then made the mistake to give away a goal to Bristol Rovers. So it's been quite an interesting game, a good experience for the younger players. It's given them a bit of experience, and plus, they won. That's a win in my books, definitely. So let's move on to playing Birmingham. Hopefully, it's going to be a decent game. I mean, we just better hope we can get as good as a result against Bournemouth. I mean, is that too much to ask? It was a pretty good start to the Championship season. It would take a lot to actually top that. Right, and obviously you did see Mark Beavers get injured. He is out for 4 weeks. So, believe it or not, I don't really know why this has happened. But Tony Craig is now the captain again. Never thought I'd be saying that too quickly. But obviously, I don't know how he got injured that much. I mean, it says he's got a sprained ankle, so hopefully he'll be fine and he'll be back. because he is the captain after all, and I didn't really want to give Tony Craig the captaincy again, but obviously he was the captain last season, so it is a very good idea to give him the armband just for these few games while Beavers recovers. Right, and this is the team that's going to be playing in the final game of the episode against Birmingham. We are away from home, so in goal we're going to go with Christian Walton. The left back is the captain, Tony Craig. As I just said, Beavers is injured, so he has to be given the captaincy again. Never thought I'd be expecting to have Craig playing that many games this season, let alone have the armband. Parr will be partnered by Webster. I want to see how them two get along. Obviously, Parr is the youngster that I am training up at the moment, so it is good to give him game time. Ethan Ebanks Landau starts for the first time in right back this season. I do think it's worth giving him a chance to play in a position that he didn't play too many times last season in. The right midfielder is Gorgon. The centre midfielders are Wallace and Thompson. Wallace impressed me in the last game, so I want to see how good he can obviously play. That means leaving Askins out of the team, then obviously that's what happens. The left midfielder is then Lee Martin, and the two strikers are Berrienta and Gregory. Berrienta didn't really impress me. I am maybe looking at the actual worst signing that I made in the season. Who knows? He's got plenty of time to actually improve and show me that I shouldn't even be questioning his ability to play football. And obviously Gregory, he's got to start scoring eventually, so it might be a good idea. Maybe their powers can rub off on each other and they can score some goals between them, and we win this game against Birmingham. So, let's go play Birmingham. Hopefully we can get at least a point, because that would be nice. Obviously early on the season we get as many points as possible. Let's go play Birmingham. Brown to Davis, to Clyfield, to Clayton Donaldson. What a save by Walton there, and that might just be enough to keep us in this game for now. Craig tried to skip over the challenge and completely got upended there, but Lee Martin does end up with the ball, and Martin will play the ball to Berrienta out wide. Berrienta is going to cut inside here, he's still going. Berrienta is going to have the shot. He actually puts it in the back of the net. That's the first time that I can say he clearly looked like he would be a good striker. Wow, that was a fantastic goal. He did need the crossbar, however, to score the goal. Let's not take it away from him. He managed to cut inside. He still kept going. The defence didn't really challenge him, and that shot was fantastic. It actually hit off the head of the goalkeeper there. But at least it went in the back of the net, and that's all that counts. We are beating Birmingham away from home. Cadiz to Brown. This is great movement. They could get the header in here. Oh, and they hit the crossbar. How unlucky can you get there? Walton, he's still going with the ball. It's a great tackle. What a save by Walton. Is that a penalty or a free kick? I think it was just outside the box. I'm going to hope it is. But there might be a yellow card. No, there's not. It's a red card. A red card to Webster. Sorry, for what? Let's have a look at this again. I really don't know how. Oh, that is ridiculous. He ran into me. Well, we have got Webster sent off here. That's going to make it a lot harder to win this game. Right, we're going to be making two subs here. Carlos Askins is coming on for Jed Wallace, and Aidan O'Brien is coming on as a striker for Lee Gregory. Wallace was pretty good in this game. He's got more to show, but I think he's going to start the next game from the bench. We'll see if he's better as an impact sub. Cadiz to Lee Novak. He tried to put the cross in here, and it's now with Lee Martin. Martin to Berrienta. This is a great move. Berrienta, he's going to try and play Aidan O'Brien through. And O'Brien does have the pace to get in behind. It's Aidan O'Brien. Could he score here? Aidan O'Brien with the shot, and there you go. An instant impact from the substitute. Aidan O'Brien as he makes it 2-0. A very, very good counter-attack that Berrienta played a big part in. And Aidan O'Brien wasn't going to miss from there. He wanted to score in this game, and he's taken the opportunity very well. I tell you what, I'm really shocked. Again, we've beaten another fantastic side in the Championship. 2-0 this time though, as Berrienta scored a pretty good goal, and then Aidan O'Brien went and scored on the counter-attack. The team performed very well. I'm very happy with a lot of members of my team. As I said, Wallace will probably play as a substitute in the next game because I do think that Askins needs game time as well. But it's been a very interesting episode. If you told me that I'd actually win every single game, I would have probably taken your hand off, because I didn't expect this to have happened. And if we do continue to win them quite comfortably, then I will probably have to up this to Legendary. So we'll see how the season goes. But in terms of how the season's going for now, we've scored 3 goals in 2 games in the Championship against 2 very capable sides and kept clean sheets every single time. So let's actually go see where we are in the league table before we end the episode, because it'd just be really nice, because this could be the highest point we are ever in the Championship. You know that time that I said Aidan O'Brien just wanted to know his role and then he'd sign a new contract? Well, he actually has. So we're celebrating that goal that he scored against Birmingham, which was a very crucial goal with a new contract extension. Thank you very much for scoring that goal, Aidan O'Brien, and I hope you have a very good future with this club. Right, and here we go. Here's the league table. We're currently sitting second in the league table, just below Leeds. I tell you what, this is like the time where we actually got relegated, where we beat Leeds and Fulham, I believe, because the first game that we played, we won 1-0, I believe, to a Mark Beavers header. And I was in America at the time, and I had to read it on the plane as a little news story, and I was very happy. And then obviously we went and won the next game. I was like, hang on here, this could be brilliant, because I really did think highly of Holloway, but obviously that didn't work. I don't want it to be the same as this season. If we're going to continue on a run, I'd love to continue on a run. I would love to go battle for the Premiership. I mean, we've got some good signings, but I don't think we're available as a team's quality to get to the Premier League just yet. It'd be nice, but I really would believe we'd get relegated. So anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this Millwall Career Mode episode. It's been a very, very fun and interesting one. I never would have expected for scoring that many goals and also keeping clean sheets in the games that matter. But obviously the game I didn't keep the clean sheet was against a team that are in the lowest league out of all the sides I played. So like, comment, subscribe, and of course stay tuned for more Millwall Career Mode episodes. Goodbye.